My name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now, this is a general reading for Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, whatever area of chart you're wanting to look at. If you're not familiar with your chart, as ever, there is a link down below so you can go and get yourself a free birth chart. Remember, you need your time of birth as well as place and date. So, as a general reading rules apply. Timing is far from absolute with tarot. So, yeah, this is the reading done in May rather than necessarily the reading for May. But what I would say is ask a question prior to me looking at the cards. You've got a couple of minutes to waffle before I get there. So think about all the questions that are around you and focus on one of them, but be aware of all of them because the cards will answer what they want and not what they don't have the same sense of priority as you or I. So being a general reading, it's not really a take what resonates. It's either for you in total or not. There's a past and a present on this spread. If the past and the present fit, it's for you. If the past and the present don't fit, don't try and make it fit. Go and watch your moon sign, go and watch your rising, go and watch a sign that you are attracted to the title of. But yeah, also don't necessarily go by what I say. Don't let a tarot reader make decisions for you. These readings are designed to help point out that which you already know, not necessarily point out new stuff. If you want new stuff, you want a personal reading. This is a general reading. It is for whoever it is for. It is not for every single Libra in the world. It's just for the people that are led here and then ask the question and then actually hear an answer. I think that's enough qualifying stuff, isn't it? So yeah, timing's not absolute. If someone else appears in the reading, sometimes I can get you and them mixed up. Doesn't happen a lot, but I'm seeing energies and actions rather than people. That's always worth taking into account. And there is a link down below for the Facebook page for this channel. So that's got its own inbox. I post these videos, obviously, because YouTube notifications stink. But also, with it having its own inbox, you can contact me directly for a personal reading if that's what you want. There's a link tree down there, so you can email me, but Facebook's the best bet. I like to post, not most of the time, the astrology weather report type videos that I watch as well, so you can learn astrology along with me as I get to know it. Don't worry, there won't be much astrology in here. Right, so what are we on? Nearly 3 minutes. Let me bring the cards up. Just one final check. Have you asked your question? If not, pause. And here we go into the cards. Right, so the first thing that I notice, Libra, is, well, actually, there's several things that I notice at once. There's some form of conflict going on around you that's blinding you to the fact that there is results to your hard work coming in at the moment. But this conflict in and of itself is really, really interesting. I have from the Work Your Light Oracle, the mirror, who or what is triggering you. And I think that's a really important question to ask at the moment, because admittedly, there has been a burden placed upon you recently that was maybe a tad unreasonable. You know, it's not like you necessarily had much choice about it. It seems to have come from somebody else interfering. I'm not entirely sure I would say it was somebody else laying the law down, although it could be. But it could also be that you're picking up something from somebody else that they've left undone, or, you know, a consequence of somebody else's actions that you're having to clear up and tidy up. And this has been going on for some time. So I'm not talking like last week. It feels like longer term than that. But you've been putting the work in. You've been putting the work in, and it rather feels like you have not been having the results. So recently you have been challenged, quite possibly about this work that you've been putting in. And that challenge and the row that it's erupted seems to have taken away the focus from the work that you was doing. Now, I want to say that keep an eye on that work that you was doing, and if you've still got to keep doing it, because it's about to pay off. This is what I'm seeing now. And I also feel that it has given you quite a driving force forward. And maybe this is what this row is relating to, because all of a sudden you are full of this certain dream, this certain love, this certain I'm going to go ahead with this. And I want to tell the world, and I think there's somebody reacted against it. there's, but there's, you are working, to protect yourself within this argument, and it's time for a change. And I'm not surprised it's time for a change. We've got eight of stones on the bottom of the Wildwood Tarot deck. We've got Eight of Pentacles as the time that you've just been coming out with as a result of this burden. Let's see. And that was trying to put a conflict to rest in and of itself. I think maybe why ever you picked up what this burden was, it was in an attempt to heal things. It was in an attempt to act swiftly and get in there swiftly. Now, I do want to say to you that your instincts were right. So whatever it is that you've been putting this work in, we've got Ten of Cups here, this time that you're about to move into, followed by the Ten of Pentacles. So both happy, happy, joy, joy cards. Obviously not as much as the Sun, but the Ten of Cups is better than wish fulfillment. The Ten of Pentacles is that security, family, community, support of those around you. Also, in this particular tarot, is very much that you are being you are being prepared for your next role. So we've got Ten of Pentacles here, which looks like a female noble being dressed by handmaidens, clarified by the King of Swords. So there's wisdom that I believe you are exhibiting. There's in moving forward, you are being prepared in this role. And also, I feel like there's one person who will be coming in to advise you, probably older, probably with a bit of a legal mind as well, or that doesn't necessarily mean they know the ins and outs of the law, but they're able to segment and they are an expert in something, and specific individual meanings of words are important to them. So that would definitely mean lawyers. It could also mean psychotherapist. It could also mean speechwriter. But this is someone that you'll be working well with, because we've got a Two of Cups here. But you've got a little bit to jump over there, because what I want you to do right now is examine why this current argument is triggering you so much. Because I do feel with Two of Swords here, but Five of Swords, Five of Wands here, this is a new argument. This is a new opposition to whatever it is that you've been working on. And let's face it, you didn't really want to work on it in the first place. You saw the need. It's like, no, this needs to be done. And there was plenty of different ways of how you could have approached it. However, there was limited resources at the time, so you may have felt like your options were hampered by that. I could do it this way if only I had, but you didn't have, and therefore that narrowed your options down. And also the fact that you are clearing up somebody else's mess, but that was with a healing intent for yourself and for others. And that healing, this is what this conflict right now is all about. It's finishing up that healing. It is creating that change, Death card here, well, the journey. It's creating that change that you've been going, this needs to change. I need to do something about this. I need to change this entirely. So you need to be able to recognize how your ships are actually coming in at the moment and turn your focus away from, no, not turn your focus away from, that's wrong. Divide your focus. So keep one eye on the fact that everything you've been working towards is slowly coming into being. Of course, as I do this reading today, Jupiter's just going into Pisces today. So we've got that expanding of stuff energy going on. But you're going to very shortly see the value of what it is that you have been doing, if you can't see that value already. However, I personally think that you can't see that value at the moment because you are stuck in this argument. You are stuck very much in confrontation because of news that has come in. So yeah, it's not necessarily, get my teeth in, literally. It's not necessarily that you are arguing about the work that you've done, but some news has come in which I believe affects the work that you've been doing, and that's where this argument is coming from. I mean, to be blunt, Libra, in a way, get over yourself. Not because you're wrong, because I don't think you are, but that argument isn't necessarily as important as what you may think it is, because it is a symptom of your healing process. We have, okay, cards all over for this one. Arthur, champion of Avalon from the Mausolea, is saying, yeah, Arthur, this card is talking about Arthur in the afterlife trying to relearn himself, re-know himself. Goes and combats evil because he knows that's what he does. But he doesn't do it alone. He does it with the correct weapons, and he does it with friends. He does it with the round table. You are supported in this, but what's going on right now is an opportunity for you not just to know the project that you are working on, but to know yourself at the same time. Because summer is triggering you, as we see by this argument, as we see by this Work Your Light Oracle card. What is triggering you? The Mirror card. And this is being brought to your attention right now as a good thing. It is not there to irritate you. I mean, obviously it irritates you, but it's not there to irritate you because it's a healing thing. We had Four of Swords. Where was it? Under here? Around here somewhere. Oh no, under here. There was another Four of Swords somewhere. But we've also got Imhotep, about temple healing, about going into that space within yourself and that little silent space within yourself where you can just go, why am I reacting like this? Why? I know I need a change, but why is this, why has this news, the double page of wands we've got underneath that card, causing so much disruption? Now, I don't want to say that the news that has come in or is coming in is a blessing, because it's probably not. But somewhere in there, there is a blessing that is carried with it. So I think the blessing may be in how you react to this news once this argument's over. Because there is balance required coming up, but you are working together. So whether that's with a person or an organization or an idea or something, you are working together to allow things to become more manifest, and you actually start seeing the results of your actions, of all this work that you have been putting in. And then the Lovers card here, clarified by the Lovers card, and then the Great Bear, the World. So There's a choice coming up for you soon that you can grab everything. Grab, is that the right word? I'm gonna stick with grab until I can think of a better one. But um, you can grab the results of what you've been doing. The results create an opportunity. Grab that opportunity, and that is creating the change that you are wanting, which will be quite fast. And the Lovers card again. So we've got all three Lovers cards in the very close future here. So a choice, a union. We've got that Two of Pentacles and Two of Vessels here. There's a choice, there's a union. So it's almost like there's a choice to take this union or not. But you've got to look at why this argument at the moment is triggering you, because it's opening up a doorway for healing, however that may manifest for you. Also, Queen and the Moon Oracle spat out 3 cards. And I'm going to read them in the order that it says. So we've got First Quarter Moon Assessing, Waning Gibbous, Self-Reflection, and then Waning Crescent Release. So Assessing, Self-Reflection, and Release. So it's not even that you have to resolve and come to terms with and do loads of inner nitpicky soul work or psycho work or working with your inner child or anything like that. It's not that. It's just you have to look at what the triggers are in this current argument. And I will say 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. So whoever you are reacting against, they have done enough for you to react against them. However, that in and of itself was a blessing because it's allowed you to look at this. So assessing, why is this getting to me so much? Self-reflection, oh, well, that's why, working it out. I needn't let that bother me anymore. End of story. You know, I can understand I have this reaction. Is this reaction valid for the current situation? Yes or no? If yes, keep fighting that good fight. If no, put it down, walk away. Because we have from, what's this one called? The Anubis Oracle. 23, the Pyramid. Sacred archetypal element of Earth. So it's about manifestation. But I'm immediately thought that number 5, so it's about magic, it's about challenge and opportunity. And it's a pyramid power. Whoa! You know, it's making things extra sharp. There is a lot of swords around in these cards. So, yeah, someone else is trying to lay the law down to you and put more burden on you. And it's almost like you are tempted to walk away. 8 of Vessels here. But with this particular card, let me hold it closer to the camera. Come on, focus. Let me put it in front of my face so it will never focus. Walking away is not the right thing. Allowing the dream to grow and change is the right thing, because you're full of that dream power. And you may be working away from somebody else's dream. You know, they've put this burden on you. But that burden, that task, that change you've been trying to bring about, it's an inspiration. So you can walk away while carrying on your interpretation of their dream, your interpretation of this burden they'd put on you, rather than theirs, where I think this is where that row has come from. So from the Degree Angels, or Shem HaMephrash from the Oracle of Heaven and Hell, we have, this one again, Azazel with Divine Comfort, and Mihail with Fertility and Fruitfulness. This period right now is a healing period for you, if you're doing the work. I mean, you've been doing the other work of whatever this burden that was placed upon you for a while. there is going to be success with that. But that success is opened by you doing a bit of inner work. And like I say, it's dividing your focus. Keep an eye out for where your ships are coming in on all the stuff that you've been doing recently. But also have a look at where you are being triggered by this conflict, this opposition. And yeah, if you're going there to fight evil, as Arthur does, that's fine. And if that's what you're doing, carry on with it. But just make sure that that is what you're doing. Let's have a look what's gone in the past, because ooh, in the past you've come together with someone to pursue a dream together, which you cared for and you nurtured, and it was as a result of you cutting something else or someone else out of your life that you ended up in that position. But you ended up a bit, things moved very fast then, and you ended up a little bit on your own, chasing after something that you wasn't sure was real, or when you got there, it seemed very, very two-dimensional. And I think that's what you're worried about currently, that you're putting all this work in and you're caring for all of this. Is it going to bring that happiness? And how restrictive will that happiness be when it happens? I wouldn't worry about that too much, because the dream that you're working towards right now, obviously it's going to grow, it's going to change, and it's taking you to, I want to say it's taking you to new heights, but you've got to go through this conflict, through looking at this conflict as part of the healing process, and keeping your eyes open for where your ships are coming in already, where a result of the hard work you've been putting in recently is coming around. Now you've got loads of cards for the final outcome here. Is there anything else that I want to pull out before I get to the... Not really, because the potential future is just be aware that balance is required in going forward, and knowing that you don't know everything. But victory is possible, but it's going to be delayed. It's going to feel like, I mean, there's a push and pull here, because we've got the hanging ghost, which is Hangman, with Knave of Swords, Knight of Arrows. There's a sense of victory, but a sense of things appearing to be moving faster than what they actually are, which again indicates why there's this emphasis on balance. Two of Pentacles, Two of Cups, Temperance here. Because, yeah, things are moving along. Great. But not as fast as you'd like. And the progress, you need to keep reviewing what progress you make, because it will often appear that you have made more progress than what you actually have. I don't want that to sound wrong, but what I mean is I don't want you to think you're further along the path than what you actually are and trip up over your own feet, because something behind you is not quite in place yet. Because there is that emphasis of other people around here. So you have to make sure that not just you're ready, but the whole team is ready, whatever that means. So we have, yes, there is responsibility coming, but it can be approached with a better strategy. And the strategy is almost like you are cutting some things out along this path, because there is victory in preparation here. It's going to be hard work. There's no two ways about it. It's going to be hard work. But that hard work is something you've already started. So you're no stranger to it by now. But it's also going to be quite a healing experience as long as you are not cutting yourself off from other people. Ooh, right, okay. That's interesting. There's certain things that this current conflict is pointing out to you that you need to put to rest. But it's all good. We've got the Angel of Faith, we've got Iazel with Divine Comfort, Mihail with Fertility and Fruitfulness, as I was saying, all those Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles cards that appear in the later bit in the reading. Things are going to come up roses if you let them. So there's an element to get out your own way, but there's also an element to get that other person out of your way. And they could be in your way because they are in your way and you need to fight them, or they could be in your way because you're fighting them and you need to stop and just turn your attention elsewhere. I'm not saying that you need to change your viewpoint, you just need to give up on that fight. Right, I can't see anything else there, Libra. So if that means anything, I've been going nearly, 24 minutes now. So if that means anything to you, Libra, please do comment down below. Give the video a like because it does help it get seen. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't been here before. Welcome if you haven't been here before. 24 minutes too late, I know, but hey-ho. But yeah, go and watch your moon and watch your rising now. Cheers.